First, I want to make something clear. I respect CR, now known as Rogzi. I enjoy his content, and I think he usually brings thoughtful arguments to these discussions. I just disagree with him on this particular take about whether Goku is a good martial artist. The disagreement starts with what we mean by martial arts. When you ask Google, Grok, or ChatGPT about the origin of the term, they generally give the same basic breakdown. Martial comes from the Latin word martialis, meaning of Mars. Mars was the Roman god of war, so martial came to mean something related to war, warriors, or combat. Art originally meant a learned skill, craft, method, or body of knowledge. So at its roots, martial arts refers broadly to skills and methods related to fighting and combat. That is important because simply looking up a modern dictionary definition does not always tell the entire story. Dictionaries usually describe how people commonly use a word today. Today, martial arts often makes people think of technique, discipline, formal styles, belts, philosophy, and self-defense. That definition is not wrong, but it is narrower than the older martial concept, which would also include strength, speed, endurance, reflexes, conditioning, strategy, and adaptability. This is where the idea of dogma becomes relevant. A dogma is a belief that becomes so accepted within a group that people stop questioning it. In this case, the dogma would be the idea that technique is martial arts, but strength, speed, and physical power are somehow separate from martial arts. That may be a common modern belief, but it is not the only valid interpretation. Ip Man 2 is a good example. Ip Man represents what most people today recognize as martial arts: refined technique, timing, precision, control, and efficient movement. The Twister represents power, size, speed, stamina, toughness, and boxing skill. But the story does not treat Twister as someone who has no martial ability just because he relies heavily on physical advantages. Those advantages are exactly what make him dangerous. Hung is highly skilled, but Twister's youth, strength, conditioning, and power eventually overwhelm him. Ip Man does not defeat Twister by proving physical ability is irrelevant. He wins by combining technique with speed, endurance, strategy, adaptation, and the physical ability to survive Twister's attacks. That is the point. Technique does not replace strength and speed. Technique teaches you how to use them effectively. That brings us back to Goku. It is fair to say Dragon Ball does not always show martial arts through realistic choreography or detailed technique. A lot of the action focuses on power, speed, energy attacks, and characters becoming physically stronger. But Goku also studies his opponents, adjusts during fights, learns from experience, copies movements, controls distance, creates counters, exploits weaknesses, and constantly trains his body for combat. Those are all qualities of a martial artist. So I understand CR's argument if he means Goku does not always demonstrate martial arts through pure, realistic technique. That is a fair criticism. But I do not agree that relying on strength, speed, and power automatically makes Goku a poor martial artist. Those qualities are not separate from his martial training. They are part of it. So this is not me saying CR is unreasonable or does not understand martial arts. I simply think his definition is too narrow for a character like Goku, whose martial ability is expressed through technique, adaptation, strategy, and extreme physical development. We can disagree on the conclusion, while still recognizing that both interpretations have some validity. I just think the broader interpretation better explains what Goku actually does.